Thank you for staying with us. And now the best part of this broadcast, and that is the results of the town election. Joining Ron Fusil and me is our town clerk, Liz Gaffey. And Liz, why don't we turn it over to you? And why don't we start with the town moderator race?
Sure. So tonight, the town moderator, Dan Bruce. Do you want, like, by how much?
You can read the totals if you want.
Okay. So for the moderator, it's Dan Bruce with a total of 2,009 out of 3,511 voting. For Board of Selectmen, for vote 2, it's David A. Salvatore with 1,641 and James O'Neill with 1,623. For assessor, it's Edward F. O'Neill with 2,283. Sewer and water, it's vote for 2. Patrick Fasanello with 1,617 and Glenn Mayfie 1,550. School committee, which was an uncontested race.
Yes.
So we had William Buckley Jr. with 2,372 and Jennifer Gaotzis 2,169. Library trustee, Sheila G. Harps for 2,259 and Barry Ormland 2,114. For the planning board,
Uncontested as well.
another uncontested race, Catherine Turco Abadi 2,518. For housing authority, uncontested, Joseph F. Doyle Jr. 2,262. So for town meeting members, precinct 1, it was vote for 6. We have John M. Curley, Nancy I. Dyan, Tim Hempton, Scott Damian Mayfie, Elizabeth Barrows, and Linda Keefe. In precinct 2 for 3 years, vote for 7, it's Ron Ardeen, Mark Breen, Alice Susan Lawson, Judith Stanton, Ann Walsh, Mary Ellen Jordan Mercier, and David McCallum. For the 2-year seat in precinct 2, went to Kistra DeMasso. In precinct 3, it's vote for 7, Catherine Turco Abadi, Edward P. Damish, Janet M. Fasanello, Patrick J. Fasanello, Lori Golub, Mark F. Sullivan, and Richard J. Zaccaro. For precinct 4, 3 years, vote for 7, went to Richard W. Brown, Susan H. Brown, Josette M. Burke, Joseph M. Deneen, Edward J. Lynch III, Justin K. Hayner, and Shannon Lee McCarthy. For precinct 4, 2-year, vote for 1, uncontested, William M. Carroll. Town meeting precinct 5, vote for 6 for 3 years, Harry E. Clow Jr., Don A. Freiberger, William T. Hamilton, Joanne C. Mulligan, Eric Samargidelis, Roland F. Cuniff Jr. For town meeting precinct 5, 1-year, vote for 1, went to Jeffrey Fisher. Town meeting members precinct 6, 3 years, vote for 7, William F. Abbott, Thomas J. Brown, B.J. Burke, Robert F. Donnellan, Jean L. Hogan, David E. Blau, and John J. Lee. Town meeting precinct 6, 1-year, vote for 1. It went to Alan B. Albert. Precinct 7, vote for 8, went to Robert B. Damish, Edward C. Forsberg, Louis E. Hegler, Paul E. Hegler, Benjamin W. Barrett, Nicholas P. Culhane, Joseph P. Kelly, and Douglas A. Shea. For town meeting members, precinct 8, vote for 6 for 3 years, Nancy B. Gallivan, James E. O'Neill, Victor H. Senna, Mary F. LaRosa, Janet Ryan Rock, and Susan K. Schocken.
Thank you very much.
more than welcome.
What was the, Liz, the total percentage of people voting?
I believe it was 19%.
It ended up being 19%. And how does that stack up
1960.
for election or town, either you or Ron?
In the middle.
Right in the middle?
Right. We had the 29.5 last year with a question. And this year,
Congratulations.
1968.
Nobody wants to come on?
No, that's it. Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Liz.
More than
Tremendous
welcome.
help and, once again, a banner job.
Thank you. It's nice to know it went successfully. And
Yeah,
everybody's.
no issues like last year with the machines or,
We did have a little bit, but it was all early.
yeah, and you fixed it,
And we
right?
got it going, and it
Right.
worked all day. So it
Liz,
was
I didn't
perfect.
see enough write-ins in any precinct to seem like it would change any of the results, but I guess that's always possible.
Right. Plus this, I have to run the by precinct report, so we'll
Right.
take a look. But
But it'll be official on Monday?
by noontime Monday.
Monday.
And the only thing I'd like to add is that at 7 o'clock on Monday, we can swear in the winners here in the main meeting room.
Good point.
So if they want to be here at 7 on Monday night.
Terrific. Well,
Okay.
thank you.
All righty.
Well deserved. I know you have some work to do.
We do.
And I really appreciate the job you have done.
Thank
Big
you, Eric.
shoes to
Yes,
fill
they
when
were.
Ron retired, and quite frankly, as you know, I have an affinity toward you, and you've done a terrific job, and
You've
you've
been
stepped up.
awesome for me,
So,
exactly. You have been
enjoy.
awesome for me, and I
Enjoy.
appreciate it.
Congrats.
Thank
And tell your daughter that I really like her.
you. I will tell her. Okay.
I mixed up Liz with her daughter.
I know. It's
All righty, gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, thank you, Liz.
Yeah. So as as Liz exits the dais, we hopefully are going to have a couple of the winners come join us. Congratulations in the selectman race to incumbent David A. Salvatore and Selectman Jim O'Neill. So yeah, if we have people out there, we'd love to talk and get going. I am absolutely surprised at the RTM race.
I am taken back by what I just saw.
Most surprising, however, that's why you have elections
Yes.
and that's why people run.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that's great, so please. Joining us now is the newest member of the Board of Selectmen. And I say newest member of the current Board of Selectmen because Jim O'Neill has been a selectman. He's a dear friend of mine, and I couldn't be any happier. Congratulations, my friend. Have a seat and come join us. Great race. I know it has been a hectic few weeks, and
has.
today is probably the ultimate in being hectic. But congratulations, and
thank
I
you.
am so thrilled you're going to be serving this town. So welcome back.
Well, thanks very much, Eric, and I just want to say thank you for all of the work you've done for the town, not just as a board member and current chair, but also the other great things you've been involved with in the town over all the years, so much appreciated,
Yeah,
and
well,
thank you.
you know, it's a labor of love, and it's community service, and I'm a big proponent of that. And no one speaks more of community service than you and
thank you.
your wife Nancy. You guys have
Thank
been
you.
terrific. But I know you're going to catch your breath tonight
Yeah.
and tomorrow. But what do you want to attack first as a selectman?
Yeah,
Returning as a
yeah,
selectman.
thank you. And could I first just say a couple things,
Yeah,
just by
please.
way of thanks to the voters, first of all, for supporting me in this effort and returning me to the board for a second time, which I really appreciate. It is a real honor to serve on the Board of Selectmen, and a privilege too, one that I take very seriously. And I'm looking forward to getting down to the work at hand, and just want to make sure I say thank you to the voters. I also want to take a couple minutes just to thank some folks on my
please.
team. First and foremost, my wife Nancy, who was my campaign manager, as you know. And she's feeling a little bit of sting tonight because she did not get returned for her RTM seat, which is unfortunate.
Nor did I.
Yes,
nor
sorry.
did David Salvatore.
Yeah,
Nor
exactly,
did Mark
yeah.
Gallivan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
In one of the longest running RTMs, my
Mhm.
sister-in-law Cheryl Karen as well.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that.
And,
Okay.
it's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's why you run these races, so.
Well, I do want to just say thanks to Nancy, because she has been a rock on this campaign. She has been my campaign manager and pretty much everything else. I mean, she's been just awesome and has led me, as you would imagine, through the whole process.
Well, and let's not forget, in addition to the RTM work that she has done,
Mhm.
she has been pivotal in the creation of Walpole Media.
Yeah.
She was my vice chair when we
Mhm.
took Walpole Community Television
Exactly.
and transformed it, worked side by side with me, and really has done a terrific job, so, you know.
But my
Couldn't have
thanks-
had a better
Yeah.
campaign
Yeah,
manager.
my thanks to Nancy. And also to, the rest of the crew. What a good group it was that we had organized and working on this campaign. And I will say that one of the really great personal things for me to come out of this was to get to know some of the younger folks that are engaged with the work we're doing here in Walpole, particularly Andrew Flowers and the Action Together team,
Yep.
and Megan Risa-Hejan and all those folks. And they have been just, incredibly helpful to me in so many ways. So I wanted to just thank all of them.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway, in terms of getting down to the business of the board, we'll get sworn in on Monday. We'll reorganize the board on Monday and have our first meeting on Tuesday, as I understand it. And, there are several things that, we need to focus in on as a board. Many of the things we talked about in the campaign, whether that's the affordable housing question, whether it's the question of the schools and what we need to be doing with them, whether it's the continued work we need to do with the budget, specifically things like OPEB and how we fund that, and how we manage our reserves and so forth. So a lot to do, and I'm really excited to be back part of it.
Well,
So-
I will tell you this, I am going to be excited to watch you do your thing,
Thank you.
because I've said from day one, and this does not take away from any selectman, and let me preface this, but when you can bring good, solid business experience, a love of the town, and combine those two things and put
Mhm.
it to work, wonderful things can happen, and you fit that bill, and you
Well, thank
come
you.
from a group of former selectmen that I'm proud to say I was one of those that, have business experience and try to do what's right for the town, and I'm tickled pink. So
Mhm.
congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Do Ron and me one favor, please. Go
Yeah.
out, celebrate tonight, hug and kiss your wife
Will do.
and
Will
your friends and family.
Yeah.
Reintroduce them,
Yeah.
yourself to them,
Mhm.
and get to work on Monday.
Yeah. One last thing, if I could.
Yeah,
I
please.
do want to say that I think that, the work that Ben Barrett did this year was absolutely tremendous, and I'm assuming you'll get a chance to talk to him, but I'm just thrilled to see someone like Ben getting into the fray here. And I think he did extremely well for first pass at this, and want to encourage Ben to keep at it, because he's a
Absolutely.
terrific guy
No,
and
he
a great
is. And
candidate.
I spoke to him when he decided to run, and I said, don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
Joe Deneen
Yeah.
gave me great counsel when I ran the first time, and he said, if you run and you lose, it hurts for 3 weeks. If you run and win, it hurts for 3 years. And quite frankly, I've lived by that. And but I think he's a young, aggressive guy, and I don't really care about people's positions and all of
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
don't care how people vote.
Yeah.
I just want young blood to come back in, because we all get old and you need people, the younger crew, to get involved. And he gave it a great shot and did really well. Everybody did well, and I hate to see two people lose, but
Yep.
you know what?
Yeah.
Go have some fun,
Well,
okay?
and congratulations to David.
Yep.
Well-run race.
Yep.
Good for him. And Stas. I didn't
Yeah.
know Stas going into this. He's a wonderful guy,
Oh, my
too.
God, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
and
Chair
so,
of the
yeah,
FinCom,
yeah.
and quite frankly,
Yeah.
terrific,
Yeah.
and just two people had to lose. So
Awesome. So
go have
thank
some
you.
fun. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. And Ron, great to see you again. All right.
As we invite up our next guest, we are going to be running the results on TV, or do you want us to go over them one more time?
Let's do that, let's review.
Okay, and then let's review them, and then I'm going to ask our town moderator, Dan Bruce, to come join us, and then our newest member of Water and Sewer, and a dear friend of mine. So let's go over the results one more time.
Sure.
You want
Oh,
to take moderator,
The
please?
moderator.
We got numbers.
Yep.
you wanna go, just,
Yeah, this way.
just talk about the, well, the numbers, Daniel Bruce, 2009, and Harry Brusades, 1,334.
For the Board of Selectmen, incumbent David A. Salvatore, 1,641 votes. And James E. O'Neill is also the new selectman at 1,623 votes. Congratulations to both of them.
For assessor, Edward F. O'Neill, he garnered 2,283 votes for an unopposed run.
For sewer and water, we have Patrick Fasanello getting 1,617 votes, and Glenn Maffey, 1,550 votes. Congratulations to both of them. And Glenn is with us today, and I can't wait to talk to him as well.
And school committee, vote for 2, William F. Buckley Jr., 2,372. Jennifer Giositz, 2,169. Congratulations.
For library trustee, it was unopposed. We had 2 candidates, 2 winners. Sheila Harps garnering 2,259, and Barry Ormland getting 2,114 votes.
For planning board, vote for 1, Catherine Turco Abadi. She was the largest vote getter in the town, 2,518.
Oh, that's
Congratulations, Kate.
I love her. For Housing Authority, vote for 1, and we had 1 candidate, and Joseph Doyle garnering 2,262 votes.
Okay. Precinct 1, vote for 6. I'm just gonna give the names. I won't give the reason why I'm not gonna give you the vote total is because it's still unofficial, and there are 3 outstanding write-in votes. So the numbers could change slightly. The 6 elected RTM from Precinct 1 are John M. Curley, Nancy Dayan, Tim Hempton, Scott Maffey, Elizabeth Barrows, and Linda A. Keefe.
In Precinct 2, for 3 years, Ron Ardeen, Mark Breen, Alice Susan Lawson, Judith Stanton, Ann Walsh, Mary Ellen Jordan Mercier, and David McCallum. And also, town meeting member Precinct 2 for 2 years, Krista Damasio.
Town meeting members, Precinct 3, vote for 7. Catherine Turco Abadi, Edward P. Adamish, Janet M. Fasanello, Patrick J. Fasanello, Laurie Golub, Mark J. F. Sullivan, and Richard J. Zakara.
Town meeting members Precinct 4 for the 3-year term, vote for 7. We have Richard Brown, Susan Brown, Josette Burke, Joe Deneen, Edward Lynch, Justin Hayner, and Shannon Lee McCarthy.
Precinct 4,
Precinct
there's...
4 for 2
sorry.
years. We have William Carroll garnering 295 votes. Sorry, my friend.
That's all right. Precinct 5, 3-year term, vote for 6. Harry E. Clow Jr., Dawn Freiberger, William T. Hamilton, Joanne Mulligan, Eric Eric, I'm gonna not ruin your name.
Samergeldis.
Thank you. Roland F. Cuniff Jr. Precinct 5, there is a 1-year term, and it was won by Jeffrey F. Fisher.
Precinct 6 for 3 years, we have William Abbott, Thomas Brown, B.J. Burke, Robert Donnellan, Gene Hogan, David Blau, and John Lee. And Precinct 6 for 1 year, Alan Albert.
Precinct 7, vote for 8. Robert B. Damish, Edward C. Fosberg, Louis E. Hegler, Paul E. Hegler, Benjamin W. Barrett, Nicholas P. Culnane, Joseph P. Kelly, Douglas A. Shea.
Town meeting member Precinct 8, you have Nancy Gallivan, James O'Neill, Victor Scanna, Mary LaRosa, Janet Ryan Rock, and Susan Shockett. And those are the results. So, with us now, I would love to invite up Dan Bruce, our town moderator. Please, Dan. Congratulations. Come on this side.
Appreciate it. Don't go anywhere.
Dan, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Mr. Bruce. A very, very resounding victory, and I think that is clear evidence of the job you did last year as your first year as town moderator, as a selectman and as an RTM. I really appreciated the job you did, and you took it so blessed seriously. You had to be tough when you had to be tough, and you had to be open when you were open, and quite frankly, congratulations.
Thanks, Eric. I really appreciate it. I've got to say, I'm humbled by the margin of victory and just the, what the voters have shown their faith in me, and I take that seriously. It's I've made a pledge which I plan to uphold and work to keep the boards, diverse and balanced. I really am. I'm humbled. I'm still kind of getting over. I really expect a much closer race with, Harry ran a tough campaign.
Quality.
Yes, he did. He ran an excellent campaign. I love the colors on his sign. Great colors. But that's what we need. We need people getting involved in politics, and that's one of the things that was really encouraging, I think, with the past 2 years, is the number of newcomers that have come in, and it's very encouraging. As you mentioned, Ben Barrett, a great run at SELECTMEN.
He won RTM, and
Yep,
that's great.
he won RTM, and I'm really encouraged by the number of new folks that are coming in. I'm looking forward to working with the members and the Rules Committee. As we kind of look to continue to see what we can do from an efficiency, accountability standpoint. I will continue to do my homework and run meeting as fair and ethical and as clean as possible. And I'm going to throw this out right now. Anyone that's interested in serving on one of the committees, the Finance Committee, the Capital Budget Committee, the Personnel Board, I'm looking for interested folks, and please reach out to me on the town moderator site. And you can send an email to me there, and you can reach out to me direct as well, too. So I'm looking forward to taking this through the next year.
Well, we look forward to having you. I'm absolutely shocked on some of the RTM results, and I don't know what that signals, but you're going to have some new people in, and I'm sure you will do a terrific job. Ron, what would you like to add, since you had 21 years of being on stage with the town moderator, and no one knows the town moderator job better than you do?
Well, I hope Dan does, but
I don't know. I would argue.
I'm hoping for Dan.
Yeah.
And he knows where I stand with him. But it is a very difficult job. You got 150 people out there that all should they have their voice to be heard. You have made some decisions that I think you're going to have to stand for over the next year. Mm-hmm. And I think your Rules Committee probably will have to either vote them, or certainly you're going to probably influence by adding to them and having them bring it back to the floor, some of the decisions you've made. So, because you're going to probably need the rules to change to support you in what you're doing.
Well, actually, it's interesting, Ron, and I know you're alluding to time limits for one. I suggested time limits. The body, unanimously endorsed it, and it'll be interesting to see, with the changes that come about, if that is still the body's, desire. I'd also like to evaluate electronic voting. I've actually been doing some studying here and looking into it. There's a cost component with it, but there's also a public visibility, accountability component. So I've been doing my homework. I look into it. I talk to other moderators from other town. I've got a wealth of information from them. They've shared stuff, and I plan on passing that on to the Rules Committee, and hopefully we'll get some other suggestions from members out there, and asking them to sit down, look at it, and come back to us with their recommendations.
Yeah, and you've been very open, very open. How many spots on FinCom are going to be open?
Well, there's 5 up. So you have 5 that come up.
I wanted you to.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I'm sorry. Yes, so there's 5 that comes up on FinCom. Off the top of my head, honestly, because I came right out of the Springtown meeting and then right into the campaign, I don't remember the exact number on capital budget. It's probably 2. And I think it's just 1 on personnel this time, because it's, you know, it's 2 or 1, and I think this might be the 1.
And how does it work? And I have a lot of time for Stas, a lot of time. I thought he did a great job as chair. Is he one of the 5 that was up this year?
Stas,
And
yeah, actually-
pardon my naivete on this.
Yes, Stas was up this year. Stas did a fine job.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Stepping in and taking that over when John Valancourt had to step down from that
Yeah.
due to you know, his work
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah,
John
very
John got a new job, and
Yeah.
he couldn't handle the workload. So you know, thank him for his time doing it. And
Oh, absolutely.
John is actually up now too, and I believe from his, you know, work commitment that he may not be able to continue.
Yep.
So, but you know, I'll look at all of them, and anyone that's a current member is more, you know, I encourage them to come back and talk to me again. You do need some experience.
Yep.
Because it takes some time. You know, I've been there at the finance committee, so it takes some time to get up to speed in capital budget and personnel. So there is some continuity that actually helps in that.
Absolutely.
If I can, just, you know,
Please.
before I forget, as I'm going in here, I do want to, you know, give a big shout out to my wife, who has been a tremendous support and a rock in this whole
You
thing.
totally overclubbed marrying her.
You know, I couldn't do this without her and her support. You know, my daughters were out here helping me, you know, holding signs and, you know, encouraging me and listening to me at home. And then actually there's just a phenomenal support team, you know, with some of the young, you know, parents in town, and, you know, young and old alike. It's been a great group, and I've just had a wonderful time getting to know some of the new people in
Well,
town.
do Ron and me a tremendous favor. Enjoy tonight, enjoy the weekend, and get back to work on Monday.
I plan on doing that. Appreciate it,
Congratulations,
guys.
my
Thanks
friend.
again. Ron?
Dan?
Give him hell.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot. Appreciate it.
Okay, I would be honored if we could have Glenn Maffey come up. Thanks for doing this. Awesome. And do you know Ron?
No, Mr. Fusil, Glenn Maffey.
Glenn.
Hi.
Glenn Maffey, our new Water and Sewer Commissioner, and I am so proud to tell this story because it was probably 2 years ago. After a selectmen's meeting, you came up to me and said, hey, how can I get involved more with the town? And I said, well, first, I think, why not RTM? And go from there
I
and
probably
build
said,
up.
what is an RTM at
Right,
that time?
yeah. And I am blown away by a couple things. First of all, your tenacity. Second, your commitment. And third, your willingness and your ability to really do wonders for this town. You have attacked in the most positive way, helping this town. You know, these are thankless jobs. By most, they don't understand why we do this, but it's because we all have a passion and a vision. And you, my friend, have really taken this so blessed seriously, and I commend you, and I am really, really so proud of you, and congratulations, because water and sewer is so important in this town, especially with our single source aquifer.
It is.
You have a huge responsibility, and I hope you're thrilled. So-
Yeah, I'm excited to
Yeah.
be here. I'm very much in disbelief at this point.
Right.
But thanks for your encouragement a couple years ago. Just wanted to be more familiar with the process and understand how the town government worked. Came to a
Yep.
few meetings, watched how you guys did your thing. Tried to dive in a little bit,
Yep.
ran for town meeting, had some luck there, and here I am.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily, I would disagree, don't think it's luck with you. I think initially, and I don't know the number of people for spots, but Glenn, you really, from your Trails experience
Mhm.
to town meeting, you've really done a terrific job, and we're thrilled. Ron, I don't
No.
know if you've been exposed to Glenn in the past, but
Well, certainly, maybe not Glenn so much as the family.
Okay, you know the Maffey name.
yeah.
I know the Mampy family. One of the things you realize, and I know you realize, is the amount of money now that you do control. Not only do you control our water, our safety of our water, which is very important, the safety aspect, but you control the money that'll be spent. I was a sewer and water commissioner once. You can look up when the water was still running downhill, a long time ago, in the 70s. It is a job now that is really right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
You must have some thoughts that you would have as to where you want to proceed as far as a water and sewer commissioner.
Yeah, I think essentially everything that comes before me, you need to look at it through the lens of like you said, clean water and making sure that we protect and maintain the sole source aquifer at the most, high quality of ways, and to keep it affordable because the bills that land in people's mailboxes matter to them. And so we need to have clean water and we need to have affordable water. And that seems like it might come off the tongue like a really simple thing, but it's anything but simple. There's a lot that goes into that. And the Sewer and Water Commission has a lot on their plate right now. It's a very, very busy time for them. And every decision that's being made is going to fall into one of those two categories, and I hope it falls into both those categories: clean water and protecting the water and keeping it affordable.
Yeah, you have one of the strongest departments, I feel, in the town hall.
Yeah.
The water department
Good to
is
know.
very strong, from the leader down to the clerks.
Rick is world-class.
Yep.
They work very hard, and they know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Especially Rick does.
Yeah.
But
So,
congratulations.
You know what? Have some fun tonight.
Yes.
As I've said to everyone, reacquaint yourself with your family.
Sure.
and,
I want to throw a quick shout out to
yeah.
my wife,
Oh, please.
Kitty Maffey, who
Yep.
is at home right now with my 5-year-old and my 6-year-old, who I think are watching a movie. It's sometimes easier that way. And a 3-month-old upstairs who hopefully is asleep, and 2 dogs who are hopefully asleep. Yeah, she's been really supportive and encouraging,
Yeah.
and I couldn't be here. I literally could not be here without her. So.
Right, no, it's a huge time commitment, and having a spouse that is committed to what your vision is really helpful, and she's one of the best. So,
Yeah.
congratulations. Have some fun with this,
Absolutely.
and don't ever stop. Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks
Okay,
again for your
thank
help
you.
already.
And then our
See you, Ron. Thanks, Ron.
thank you, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll catch up with you.
All right,
Okay.
absolutely.
And our last, but by no means our least guest, just for a couple minutes, is no stranger to the town of Walpole, a guy who has given his heart and soul for so many years, and that's our dear friend Bill Buckley. So, Bill, if you can come up just for a couple. Yeah. You've been doing this as long as anyone. Please, next to Mr.
Absolutely.
Fusio. Do you know Ron, by the way?
Yes, I do. I actually, as a selectman, people haven't been sworn in, so I still call you selectman. I'm only here because I wanted to see Ron.
Yeah, that's
so, Mr.
okay.
Clerk,
You know, when we were
Congratulations
asked to,
again.
when I was asked to do this.
you're only here because you wanted to see Ron.
Well, when I was asked to do this by Jeff Fountain, who runs Walpole Media, I said the only way I would do it is if I can pick my co-host. And Ron was the only choice I had. And I called him, and I was like giddy with excitement Christmas morning that I could spend an hour with my dear friend. So, 2 things. Talk to me about 2,300 votes, my friend.
300 votes. Well, the first thing I want to talk about is one of our amazing teachers, and that's Ms. Bev Fusil, who just retired last week
Right.
after 42 years in our district. And Ron was there, and I just want to give a shout out to her and for all that she's done for the school kids of Walpole for 4 decades across 3 schools, I think. But yeah, 2,300 votes, exceedingly grateful. I remember when I sat here at this table in 2009, I gave a shout out to my great aunt Fran over in Alice Ave, who's now of blessed memory. And I remember when I first ran, I was thinking about that a lot today. I'm so grateful to have been given another term on the school committee. It's
You do such great work.
you know, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs. If anybody actually watches the meetings, I say a lot of kind of kooky things.
But you're committed.
But I think I really am so grateful to serve a unique role as the only member of the committee who's a K-12 alumnus of
Yeah.
our schools. And I think it's so great to see the programs that I care deeply about, especially music and the fine arts, continue to flourish, and to see new programs that benefit the entire student kind of come to the forefront that I never even thought, especially in the STEMs. I mean, things that these kids are doing now are just amazing. So I'm very grateful. We had
And you have a lot of work to do.
we have a lot of work to do.
I'll tell you, I was a couple things really happy for you, happy for Jen. You guys
Yeah,
are
Jen
a
is-
great team, and
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her as well. And then the other thing, both of you guys campaigned, and you were
Yeah.
running unopposed. And
Right, well,
I think, no, I just think that is really a cool thing, that there really wasn't a race, and you can talk about a write-in and this and that. but
279
yeah.
votes somewhere.
Yeah, but
Um,
at the end of the day, both of you really care about our town, and Ron and I were talking about this before the broadcast, and we really appreciate everything you've done.
And I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I remember when I first, in 2005,
Right.
passed in papers for town meeting, and Ron gave them to me. And when I won in 2006, Ron swore me in, and he was like, "Good luck, you're gonna need it. You sure you want to do this?" When he was our great town clerk, and I think it just, I love campaigning. I loved being out there today at the school where
what you
my
do.
mother taught and where I went to school, the Fisher School, and meeting neighbors. And I find it's a really important, the role I try to fill in the school committee is one, to be a voice for a wider community, as I'm also the only member without children on the school committee.
Yeah.
Again, still.
Yeah.
And so I think it's just a great opportunity to give back to the town that's where I've lived my whole life, and that's given me so much. And
Yep.
we got a lot.
Well,
we got a lot to do.
we appreciate you spending a couple minutes.
Absolutely.
I will end our time with you by saying how absolutely blown away I was this morning at the fire station dedication.
Oh, yeah, it
You
was
sang the
fantastic.
national anthem.
Well, thank
I know
you.
you sing at St. Mary's on occasion.
Yeah,
Um,
guest appearances.
But your rendition of our national anthem was unbelievable.
Thank
and
you.
You can go on Walpole Media and listen to it. It was as much world class as anything
I
I have
appreciate
ever
it.
heard. And I'm not the only one
we
that's
do
saying it.
think it was a combination of the double open bay doors and the overhang and the concrete that it got a really nice.
Well, you gave a flash
acoustic.
drive to Walpole Media, and I actually think you lip synced, but
Yeah, well.
I don't want to tell the trade
The
secret.
election's
so-
over now.
Yeah.
It's all coming out.
But thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Selectman,
Yeah.
Mr. Clerk, as always. Have a great day.
Take
care of Be well. yourself.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for staying in
Yeah.
for me. Take care.
Yeah. So there you have it, my friend, Mr.
I think
Fusil.
we did it. A new career is on the horizon.
Right. For Walpole Media, for its executive director, Jeff Fountain, for tremendous work by the staff there, my good friend Ron Fusil and I are going to sign off. Good night.
Good night.